Hello! How are you? You're supposed to echo me. I asked you first!
No.
Dang it.
Hey guys, I'm Kate.
And I'm Mitch.
And we are Showtime Media.
Yes, that we are. We're coming at you this week with a video on the first part of our 3-part blog series on social selling. And the reason we want to do a series on it is because it's really kind of an in-depth topic that's sort of misconstrued when it comes to social media and digital marketing. We work with a sales consultant who we were talking with, and we came up with the comparison that your digital marketing is really just an online sales process. You're finding prospects, opening relationships, and pushing through the sales process in a digital way. So, the issue we found lies in the fact that people hear social selling, they think of LinkedIn, and they make a few connections on LinkedIn, and they think they are participating in social selling, and that's just not the case. The definition of social selling is just furthering the sales process through building relationships. So there's really many ways, if you look at the true definition of what it is, to partake in social selling. If you want to talk about the social media aspect of that, to start off with, it is a big part of it because of how many people you can reach for such a cost-effective strategy.
Yeah, so social media, as far as social selling goes, social media is a place to connect with other people, but it's also a really good place to sell yourself, to sell your brand, to go into detail about what exactly is that you do, and connect with people who also do the same thing. This is where hashtags come in handy, because say you're a realtor. I just love to use that example because it's really easy to relate to.
And they're all over social media,
yeah,
and they do
a really good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so say you're a realtor and we live here in Nashville, so I use Nashville, and you use the hashtag Nashville Realtor. Likely there's I can't get my words. Most likely, a lot of other realtors that are on social media are going to be using that hashtag. So you can go to that hashtag and connect with them and see all the other realtors that are in Nashville using social media. And that's a great way to connect with people in your community.
Yeah.
Just through social media.
Yeah, and engage with that audience. That's what social selling is, actually engaging with them. If you see a living room that they post and you love the couch in the living room, comment, I love that leather couch in the living room. Yeah. I really want a leather couch.
Yeah, so, can you tell?
Yeah. But yeah, comment with these people, talk to them about what they do. We have another client who we've started talking to him about this and tried to help him employ these strategies, and they connected just over a painting that he posted, and they started talking about the painting and what it was, and now they're going to get coffee and talk about developing relationships where he may do some remodeling work for some of the other guys' clients. Yeah. That's social selling. That's what it is. It started off with small talk, started off with talking just about what our client was interested in, and then it's moved into a business realm, and hopefully we think that's going to pan out really well for him.
Yeah, and another thing for social selling is going to networking events. And a lot of the times, people will post networking events on their social media accounts. So if, an example is Nashville events, if you go to that hashtag and you can see all the events that are going on, and Eventbrite is a really good website to use to find events that are going on in your area. And this is another way for social selling. You go to these networking events and you don't ask for anything. Don't go in there and expect to do your pitch to all these people. You just want to build relationships with them, and so say you like to drink coffee, go out for coffee a couple times and get to know them before you ask for any business or anything like that.
Yeah, and another thing is, I think networking events get a bad rap and rightfully so. I've
oh my gosh, our dog is freaking out right now.
I've been to network events and just been bombarded with business cards and people blowing up my LinkedIn trying to get me to sign up with them for financial advising and all this stuff. And it's not that I'm against what they're selling, it's not that I'm against what they do, it's just that you think about it. Think about when you buy things, when you go into a retail store, when someone, swarms you when you first walk in, you leave. You pretend like you're going to look at the shoes on the wall, and then you walk out the door because it's annoying, right? You don't want to be annoyed. Take interest in what other people are doing and talk about them, and then you're going to be successful in opening new relationships with those networking events.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, and then I mean the third thing is getting involved in your community and actually doing that. And one of the things I talk about in the blog post, and this is by far the most important one, you're building relationships with people in the community without ever even talking to them, because you're portraying yourself as somebody that they want to be around, somebody they respect. If you're doing volunteer work, like I used an example of someone working at a food bank, volunteering at a food bank, and you know, if they see you and you post it on your social media, not obnoxiously, not, oh look at me, I'm so great, this is what I do,
Not in a
but
braggy way.
yeah, just like, hey, on Saturdays I volunteer down at the food bank, post a picture. You know, people are going to see you and be like, wow, this guy, he's a great guy. This girl, she's a great girl. I want to work with her. I want to work with him, right? Rather than, you know, somebody else. It's just all me. You don't want to be that guy. So getting involved in your community and showing that you really care and being genuine about it is just a foolproof way to start building relationships and trust within your network and building that, expanding it outward.
Yeah, and another thing that just came to my mind is going to local coffee shops and maybe working from there, or if you don't have the option to do that, just going in there and getting a coffee once a week and say, oh, I'm trying out this local place instead of going to Starbucks every day. And maybe start inviting people from your social media, like, hey, I'm gonna be at so-and-so coffee shop this morning at 7 a.m. if you want to meet me there and we can grab a cup of coffee together. That's another way, just because you're supporting local businesses and you're just making an effort to connect with people.
And that brings me to another, I didn't touch on this in the blog, but really, I mean, if you know, can work something out with that coffee shop per se, you can host your own networking event.
Oh,
well, I mean, use the remodeling client that we have. I mean, he could, you know, go to a local coffee shop and bring a group of remodelers there and just talk about current trends, styles, you know, projects they're doing, and just network and get to know the people in your community that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, talk about the industry. I mean, how often do you get to talk about your industry with other people that actually are in it and understand it too? Yep.
All right, so that's social selling part 1. Thursday is going to be social selling part 2. We're going to touch on how you transition from that small talk, that first initial engagement with potential, you know, future business partners, into that actual business conversation, and when that's appropriate, what to say, how to do that. That's what we're going to touch on.
Yeah, and then a video on that will be next week. And if you want to read our blog post about this, if you just want it in writing, you can, I'll link it in the description box. So you can go check it out there, and follow us on Instagram at Showtime Media MGMT.
And I'm going back to watch The Grinch.
Bye. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.